My phone's almost dying too, so my computer's coming back up. My phone's dying. I'm gonna be okay, I think. It's organized. Hello, everybody, and great to have you on the Zoom call, everyone. And pleasure to be here. And if you have any questions, certainly ask away. This will be a good time to do that. Nelson, I'm going to talk to you tomorrow about your questions. Listen, guys, it was an outstanding event. It was, frankly, probably the best event ever in Jeunesse. Certainly, that was the feedback of everybody there. And we sort of had an idea it was going to be that. Frankly, there's a couple of things that people normally want about events. And number one, but actually this one gave more than that. Number one, it likes to inspire, of course. So there's examples of results and proof of results, of course, in regards to people moving forward. So the stories are important. And number two, training. And so learning about how to do things. And then, of course, the third thing is actually what the company is doing in regards to a couple of different things we found out. Of course, number one, the new product. So the NV, in regards to the primer, the foundation, and the bronzer, is a massive market disruptor and an entire new new section now for Jeunesse that we were not part of. And it is a massive one. And so, and I'll share this as a man, okay? So as a guy, it's never quite as powerful as it would be if I was a woman, but it's from a man's standpoint. So it's a different perspective and it's an insight, and women will get this right away. They'll sort of think we're a bit thick in the head, but that's okay. We sort of are. However, that being said, I'll remind everybody that when Christine and I were looking for a business 3 years ago, and even further before then, and we couldn't find one until Jeunesse came about, one of the criteria that I was totally on board with was the fact that we needed a business that had products that women would really fall in love with. Because, see, Christine educated me that there is something when it came to women mainly, of material love, you know, with certain things that are really important to them. And there's actually studies that are demonstrating that. Donna Antar was sharing that there was one product that women, before they would leave home, would be important for, not all of them, of course, but a majority as a general statement. And when it comes to business, we have to talk about generalities. We have to talk about market size and all those good things. So the majority of women would not leave home without one thing, and that was a foundation. And that it literally impacted their self-confidence and all that aspect, and that's understanding. And so, not for everybody, but for a large percentage, it is really important. And so it's a market that women already are part of. It is something that they're already buying. But the envy, and I'm sure everybody has probably started to see videos and demonstrations, but it's a market we did not have access to. It opens up the market for young women, women of all ages, including younger women now. And we have become instantly, in one shot, major competition to any company that is focused or has a significant portion linked to cosmetics. The envy does a few things in a spectacular way. And we are first to market with the technology. So that you can basically spray it on, and it doesn't stick to your eyelashes, it doesn't stick to your hair, it doesn't stick to your clothes, it doesn't come off with water. So when you basically spray a little bit and then tap it down, it will stay. You can go swim with it. You can go in the ocean with it. And, you know, as a guy, we're not aware of this very much. But, you know, if a woman is going to be self-aware without a foundation, imagine going to a swimming pool. I mean, it's a bit of a problem because obviously all this stuff comes off and all that. So we don't think about that as guys because we just don't think about it. But it's a huge deal. And when you say that to women, it's like instant. Imagine having a a male problem all the time, and then someone comes up with a solution, you know, it's instant. It would be right away. And I'll give you an example of the impact it has. And for me, it's all about helping people, you know, solve issues and solve problems of aging or health. And so I was walking with Carl and Christine. We left just a little bit early before the end of Saturday. And I know it was Friday for the product. No, Saturday. And so we're walking away, and so all of a sudden Christine stops and takes off her heels, her high heels. She takes them off. She puts her flip-flops, her sandals on, and she starts motoring in front of Carl and I. Why? Because she didn't want to miss out on ordering the new product. And all I did is I was looking at it. When Christine motors, she can motor because she just starts walking. I look at Carl and I said, that, my friend, is what's going to happen in regards to the business. It's going to take off just like her. Bing. Okay. So there's an emotionality about that. People were looking forward to the end of the event, not because of the end of the event, but they wanted to get back home to start working. And that is the biggest thing that resonates and that demonstrates the impact, is that let's get organically to work. Literally, as a human being, they want to get going for a couple of reasons. Obviously, the vision that comes up about what this is going to do is remarkable. I believe this will have a bigger impact than even the instantly ageless. And an interesting thing also is that when you have instantly ageless on, over time, sometimes you can see, and you have to be aware of it, and then you have to take it off and reapply it. But over time, sometimes a little bit of a white cakiness can come up. But you have the foundation and the bronzer and all that stuff, sort of takes care of that. So the efficiency of the instantly ageless will even be enhanced with this product. So again, a cooperation of products in regards to the foundation and the bronzer and the primer, and really well priced also. So we have the retail. We're going to find out the wholesale, but you can probably figure out something like 40% lower than what it is right now on the site. I understand that there's only the two products for whatever reason, the primer and the bronzer. Emery communicated that with me today on the Canadian site, saying it's coming. I contacted the general manager of Canada, and right away he answered to Emery and I and said, that's simply a mistake. Don't worry, the three products will be there. And right now it is slated to be all individually available on March 1st. So that is huge. Secondly, a big thing that was very important. 2016 for Jeunesse was sort of a compressive year. They grew by $300 million. On the any company in the world would be thrilled with that. But in North America, there was a bit of a compression in the sense that they had to adjust the compensation plan. They had to really take care of the most important things. The winds of change with the Federal Trade Commission, the FTC, and network marketing really puts a lot closer look at customer acquisition, as it should. The reason why Christine and I joined Jeunesse 3 years ago, the whole assessment was based solely on client acquisition. If you have a client acquisition that is really good, everything in any business flows out of that. You have great client acquisition, then of course you're going to attract entrepreneurs. If you attract entrepreneurs, then the business grows, and they go hand in hand. And because clients don't care about the comp plan, they don't care how much you're going to make or not make. They really don't give two hoots about that. They simply want to know what the price of the product is and if it's worthwhile for them, and they value it so that they will buy it on a monthly basis or every 2 or 3 months or whatever it might be, depending on the product that they get. And so now that we have a new product coming in that is a market disruptor is another huge thing, like I said. But on top of that, Jeunesse made an adjustment in the comp plan to separate who's really a client, a wholesale client, versus a distributor. And now there are many things, and this year in 2017, they called it the year of the client. I think it's the year of the client. I think it's the year of momentum also with Jeunesse. So last year was ensuring that the rules and regulation in North America were perfect for the FTC. So right now, Jeunesse has a 50-50 ratio of distributors to customers. And that's great. The FTC is happy with that. But Jeunesse wants a ratio of 75% customers to 25% distributors. So now is the year not to change all the regulations that needed to be right. That's done. That was 2016. 2017 is now the year of acquisition of customers. So what are things that Jeunesse is doing, and that should be rolling out also on March 1st, and that there's actually a tour that is starting at the end of February, starting in the US, and then going across Canada also, and it's going to be March, I believe, 18th and 19th, the weekend. March 18th will be Toronto, March 19th will be Montreal, so if you can make either one of those, it's going to be a 2.5-hour event. There's been a 30-minute general introduction. There's going to be a presentation on the Envy, how to use it, how to apply it, how to sell it. And then there's going to be training on the following points that I'm going to discuss. So the customer, the preferred customer program will be changing. You know, I'm going to try to log into my computer there also before my phone dies. I'm going to try to log into Zoom that way too. And I'm going to try to do two things at the same time. If Christine was here, it'd be easy for her because she's a woman. For a man, I might just have to interrupt myself just to keep focused. So the first thing is customer, the preferred customer program. The preferred customer program is going to change significantly. First of all the products will be available on the preferred customer program. And so when someone becomes a preferred customer, all the programs will be available, and the savings will be from 20 to 40%, up to 40% in savings. Up to 40% in savings, by the way, makes it the price of a distributor. It's about darn time in network marketing that actually happens. Let me explain why. The dilemma has always been just not the transparency of the fact that most people, if they start looking at the math of anything in network marketing, it is not a retail business. It is a wholesale business. There's no problem in doing retail, don't get me wrong. But a lot of people actually even feel guilty about telling their friends and family about retail when they know that they can sign up for $29 and get it at wholesale. So it is the kind of business that is about a smaller percentage on larger customers. It's just that. It's not about making huge money on one customer. It's just simply not that nature of business. If someone wants to do that, then it's a direct sales business. And it's not meant really to do that as much here. So the idea is that you have a lot of customers, and your people have a lot of customers, and you make a small percentage on a lot of people. And so what they're going to do is they're going to offer 20% discount on customers, on preferred customers. So that on all the products. So right away, that's good. That's on the first order. After that, if someone wants to go and get on auto ship, they can get up to 40% off at that point without having to sign up. So now the company will separate really, really, really well customers versus distributors, and that's important. So if someone, and it's only if they get on auto ship, don't get on auto ship, well then that's fine if they get on auto ship. Now the big thing is that when you had a preferred customer in Jeunesse, you did not get full CV. And now you're going to get full CV on all the orders. So that's what's going to happen in regards to the preferred customer program. All products, 100% CV on all the orders. So that's going to be exciting. There's not the 2-for-1, the 2 and you get yours free will be weeded out over time, and it's going to be the new program that's going to be a lot more simpler and a lot more accessible. There's also going to be more of a rollout in regards to the J Party. So they're still working on the details of that, and that is going to be part of the presentation on the tour. There's also a there's a CCAP program. So the sort of customer acquisition program. And this customer acquisition program will be, let me just get on here through Emery. Okay, here you go. Let me get on here. Told you I can't do two things at the same time. I think I should be able to click in here. There. All right. I'll continue while it's coming up. And all of a sudden I might appear on two spots. And then I'll get out of this one. Let me just check. Almost. Hold on. Sorry about that. Sorry about the delay. It should come up. It's going to come up. So that's basically the major stuff. Everybody is pushing massively now for a 90-day push. Oh, there we go. Okay, I'm going to leave here. I'm going to get in on the other one. So let me get out of here. Hello, everybody. I'm here still. Look at that. Not bad for a man. Not bad for a man. I know. So it's going to be remarkable. This year is really going to be the year of the clients. However, in my opinion, it's going to be the year of growth also. There's going to be, with all the program adjustments and the new products, it is going, I believe it's going to double the volume of the company in 2017. Everybody is super excited. On top of that, there are new markets coming up like Tunisia, Algeria, Morocco, India. But that being said, frankly, how about North America? I mean, we went there and it's awesome. We have Asian people on our team, but it's like 75% Asian population. It just is. The majority are that. So in regards to everybody else, it is just at the beginning. So right now, the US, for example, on its own with Jeunesse, should be a $1.4 billion a year market on its own in the US. And right now, Jeunesse is $1.4 billion worldwide. So there's a lot of work to do locally. I can tell you that Christine and I are going to work hard in 2017. Probably not going to be home a whole lot, and that's okay. There's an opportunity. We're running for double diamond and then triple. And it's just an opportunity, we believe, of a lifetime for everybody in our team. And I don't like to be lazy. I don't mind resting. Like I'm resting a little bit today. I'll be honest with you. I take a bit of a breather just with the jet lag. But, you know, I get the itch. I just don't like to take too many days off. There's too much to do. There's too much of an impact. There's too much of an opportunity. And so because of that, obviously, we're going to be working hard. It doesn't happen overnight. It doesn't happen over a few days. In network marketing, it's a long-term commitment. It takes, you know, let's be clear, with everything going on, it still takes about a year to get good with the basics in network marketing. That's what it is. It takes a year to get good with the basics. It takes 3 years on average to generate a full-time income. And, you know, if I look back when I started in Jeunesse, that's exactly what it was, interestingly enough. It took a year to become good and committed with the basics and be able to take the coaching. That's if you take the coaching, of course. And so if you take the coaching, then it was good. And I felt comfortable after about a year. And my daughter is having a bit of a tantrum right now. I don't know if anybody else can hear, but it's okay. And then after that, 3 years, in 3.5 years, I went full time. That's how long it was with following the coaching, with learning, with reading the books and everything else to become more and more professional. So it's 1, 3, 5, 7, 1 year for the basics, 3 years with doing things right for 3 years. And when we don't know what to do, don't be afraid to pick up the phone, pick up the Skype. Don't be afraid. That is exactly when you learn. If you're frustrated, good. That's when you pick up the phone and you call. If you don't think you're going to get frustrated, or it's an automatic thing. Normally when you get a job, you know, you're going to have a job and you go every day and you'll have someone right behind you every step of the way. You're going to have someone there in the same building, in the same office often. Here, we're not right with you, but we are with you and available. So normally at that moment of frustration is that there's something that you don't know. There's something you don't know. And if you call and if you ask, you're going to get the answer extremely quickly. And it'll normally stick a lot because at that point in time, you're somewhat frustrated and your brain is in a methodology of trying to figure it out. And the frustration comes out of not being able to figure it out. That's where a team comes in and you basically get the answers right away. And it's like, oh yeah. I remember when I started, it was, I remember telling myself I didn't know what I was doing. And I thought maybe this is the stupidest thing on the planet. I really did. I thought maybe, you know, I'm naive. I'm 29. I was starting my traditional business at the time. But I believed in the products at the time that I was working with. And I thought, well, the worst case is I'll help people with their health, and that's fine. And if I ever get a question that I don't get an appropriate answer to, I'll quit. And I will call back everybody and I'll say, listen, the products are great. That's still good. But, you know, the business was stupid and I didn't know any better. But what happened is every time I had a question, and trust me, I had a couple, I remember literally thinking, I bet you this is going to stump them. You know, they're not going to get the answer because I would get the question and I didn't know how to answer it. And I'd call and it was like, wow, good answer. Okay, I never thought about that. And so then I realized that the more that I interact, the more questions I ask, the faster I gain knowledge and the more that I was able to help my team, including helping myself. So do that for sure. So it's 1 year to learn the basics, 3 years to be able to generate a full-time $3,000 to $4,000 income that you can decide if you wish to go full-time, you can at that time. And then it's 5 years after that, 5 years to generate a six-figure income, 5 years of solid, committed work, professional work, 5 years for a six-figure, 7 years to become professional in this industry, which is an average, it's 10,000 hours. It's sort of like the average is to become a professional at anything, an expert at anything, and 10,000 hours divided by the days in 7 years will give you 4 hours a day. So if you do 4 hours a day, 10,000 hours, it will be 7 years to become a pro at what you're doing, like anything. So so to do that, you normally have to love it, or else you're going to quit because you're going to be way too frustrated in the process of learning, like anything. And so again, stay close to the fire, stay close to the team. Emery is great at putting these things together. I've never seen someone as available as him, frankly, in regards to getting questions and answered. And trust me, he works for you. When there's issues, he calls us more than once a day. And he makes sure when I don't get back to him, then he'll make sure to get back to me. And you're not getting back to me. No, but soon I will. And we like that, and we appreciate that, and we tell him to continue. We just sometimes get stupidly busy, and there's priorities that might come up, but it doesn't mean that that is not a priority. So if we get 1 day behind, we won't get too far behind, and we always stay in communication. So he works hard, and that's the reason, of course, that we're there every step of the way with him and his team. So if you have any questions, he's not available, which is rare, but it'll happen, of course. We will be. And so if you have any questions directly to Christina and I, you just, Emery's got our information, email us, text us through Skype is a good way to also reach us. Just tell us who you are and why you're contacting us, and we will get back to you. And by the way, and if we don't take it personal, just write again. The next day, excuse me again. Never think it's because you're not worth it or we don't want to get back to you. That will never, ever, ever be the reason. Trust us. It might be that we had 20 messages and we forgot at that point in time. That's all. And I apologize ahead of time if we don't get back to you right away, but it will never be because we don't want to. And so just make sure to press on, and don't worry, we'll get back to you normally quickly. So Wibby, we'll open the, maybe open for questions, Emery?
Yeah. So I have to make a note here. Saturday.
Hello, this Guy. Oh no, they're muted.
I muted everybody before. I'm going to mute the question so we don't have the background noise. So when you ask a question, unmute yourself.
I have a question.
Go right ahead, Sonia.
Achievement. You and Christine.
Sorry, go ahead, Sonia. Sorry about that. I was muted.
Okay, and no, I just said congratulations again.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Okay, my question.
It's teamwork, by the way, that's for sure. So, so thank you very much. And on behalf of our entire organization, I'll say thank you.
Okay. My question is, of course, with the new product. I have few people already who have skin cancer, but they are in the business.
Yep.
And they wonder if the new V will change their pigmentation. Is it going to activate the pigmentation?
Yeah, it's so the NV has been approved by Health Canada. Has been approved in regards to the US, obviously for distribution. When there's anything linked to any disease, so if someone has skin cancer, for example, I will always and forever say the same thing, and you should also. We can't practice medicine without a license. So the answer is I don't know, and I don't want to know. The answer is they should take the product, bring it to the doctor, dermatologist, whoever it is that they're working with, and say, listen, can I use this product? And then the doctor will be in a position to look at it. They'll probably say the same thing. If it's approved by Health Canada as a natural product, your number, you're probably good to go. But anytime, you don't want to put yourself in a situation that cancer can reactivate for a multitude of reasons that may have nothing to do with the product. So you want to make sure that it's not you that said it's okay. You want to make sure that, of course, it's a doctor. We cannot pass any comment when it comes to any disease. All we can say is that this is approved by Health Canada, so it's not an issue. It's that it's bad for your health. The doctors of Health Canada would have said no. So this is it's okay for now, and it's been around in regards to technology for a while. And it's also one that is not invasive. It's the way that it works is it sits on top of your skin as opposed to going in and blocking your pores and all that kind of stuff. So that's why it can come off very easily, but at the same time, it's got some cool aspect to it that it will stick and not get off with water.
Okay, can you go from primer to bronzer, not applying the foundation?
I would assume that that's not a problem. What do you think, Maxine? You were there. What do you think? And that's like a Christine question, Sonia. You know that. Right?
I know, but you're there.
Now you're getting me. Because of course, in my mind, I'm thinking that's a really good question. I think I'm not going to try to invent an answer. But Maxine, do you know about that, Maxine?
Yeah, I think you could use the the primer with the foundation, and after the bronzer, and you could skip the foundation to go through the bronzer, but always use the primer before. Be sure to the bronzer or the foundation stay on your skin.
Just like paint.
Pierre.
Okay, thank you.
It's funny. It was funny actually. There's when it's done well, it's pretty fast. It's once. But there's video. There was a video of one of the person from Quebec that was actually with us. C'est Sylvie, je pense. Is that? I'll tell you something. Like she goes, it just blows in her face. It was like, okay. And she becomes instantly bronze. It was just okay. Well, it works, but don't put a big. You only have to put a little bit. You know what? For men, and men can use it, of course, in regards to. Christine said you need it, Pierre. You need a tan. Well, it wasn't bad. I couldn't get a tan before I went to Vegas. I got a bit of color when I was in Vegas. I was a lot more white last week. And she said, that it helps. It helps for guys too. And so I think it'll be interesting to see. But it's still not going to be the biggest market. I think the market is going to be women still in regards to that. But it is a product for men and women.
Okay, thank you.
No problem.
Just if I can add to the primer, the bronzer, and the foundation. A primer is used in a lot of cosmetics as a base. It'll help smooth things out, and it's also going to help make everything last. So you've got lip primers, you've got primers for foundation that exist already. You can probably use the bronzer on its own, the foundation on its own, but you're going to get much better results with the primer, just like you would if you used a primer underneath your lipstick, right? And primers will generally make your makeup last all day, so you're going to get always better results.
There's another cool thing I forgot to mention. Dr. Newman was there, and really this line was developed with the woman that was there, and she's sort of like works with the stars in Hollywood. And Dr. Newman, they work together. So the stem cell activation, the product that activates the stem cell that is in the serum, Luminous line. And what's the word now, Martine, that they call it? It's
APT 200.
ATP.
APT.
APT. ATP, adenosine triphosphate. I know that from physiology, but APT, yeah, that's it, APT. And it's a peptide, is what it is.
Yeah.
So APT 200, or the stem cell activation growth factors. And by the way, the reason is that they don't want to use the word stem cells. I think it's an issue. It's too medical and all that. So you got to be careful because we don't have medical status kind of thing. So that's why that they're doing this, is to do it so that it's more appropriate. It doesn't take away the fact that it is what it is and it does what it does, but we have to be careful with the words, and that's the reason. But the APT 200 isn't all of it. And what Dr. Newman stated is that with the envy, because it's first use quality every time, right? It's just as if you use it for the first time, the quality, the material, and that's important because the lady was explaining that, you know, a foundation normally, even a primer, anything, I mean, it dilutes itself over time. There's dehydration, the tint itself changes, becomes darker, and at the end, you normally never get to the bottom. You throw it out because it's simply over time, after a month, it's just not the same product as it was when you first opened it. With the envy, it is. It's the same all the way through. And the APT 200 will also be the same. And when it's applied to the skin, what it does, it has a gradual release over time, over the day. So you have the serum. You always do the serum first, just like, you know, you cleanse the face and then you put the serum on. And then after that, you put the other products on, the envy products. And gradually, there's going to be that kind of gradual APT availability over the day. So it also further enhances the ability of the skin to remain young. Cool.
Polypeptide technology is what it stands for, right?
Yeah.
Advanced polypeptide technology.
Yes.
Nice. Elizabeth, I saw your video that you did in Vegas. Oh, very good. So what do you think, how easy it worked? Well, you did the video of her.
I filmed it. I've got to get a little bit of credit here, especially for my patience.
Amazing filming. Actually, can I talk to him? No. How did you like the product? Because you were trying it, you know, your first time and everything else. How did you like applying it?
By the way, my first time when I did the video, I swear to you guys. The only retake we did is my first spray was the primer, and I sprayed it in one eye, so I had to start.
She had a big white spot.
That's something I would do for sure.
I look like Spot the dog, you know. But then I took it off, and then we refilmed, and the rest was one take. So
so so she did the whole thing one take, so that shows you how easy it is, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Without practice, without, I think, just a little bit of a goof on the primer in the beginning, just because it came out a little bit more than expected.
It came out faster than I expected.
But you know, once we realized that, one take, boom, boom, boom. So it's actually really easy.
Yeah,
I'm speaking like the expert here. You know,
Yeah.
I was.
That's amazing as a guy. We're guys. We're expert in everything. That's what we like to think, anyways. I get it.
Exactly. It's all about perception and branding. Right?
I found, first of all, when I typically put foundation on, especially after putting, let's say, the serum and then the day cream, and then if I put foundation on top, I don't know about some, my skin is typically quite dry, so sometimes I put foundation and it kind of rolls off. Like, you know what I mean? It's just, I feel like I have to rub it in like a cream, and I don't like that. And eventually I feel like it's caking off, right? And so this, what I really found, I found that it was very thin. It felt very natural. And so it's really that very thin mist, but it covered very well And then it felt very dewy and natural. The whole day I didn't feel like my skin was very dry at all. It just was really nice.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
Do you have any idea how many applications to expect from one of these things? Anybody know?
Any what?
How long does it last? I mean, how many, 12 days is it of the spray bottle itself?
Oh, that I have no idea. I would assume, to me, the way, the size of the bottle and the spraying, I mean, if you use it every single day, I can't imagine it would last more than a month by the side of the bottle. I get the feeling that that's what they want too, like the serum, right? It lasts about a month.
Yeah.
Something 2 months. It's a good question, actually, Gab. I'm going to ask Christine if she knows. If not, we're going to ask and get the answer. Maxine, do you know the duration of a bottle, what it's intended to last?
I heard it's not for the time, but it's 300 pure.
Really?
300.
That's I heard.
300 pushes?
That's I heard.
That would last more than a month.
Yeah.
For sure.
And 10 months.
Because it's really well priced, so I'm very excited about this product.
It is, guys. It's remarkable. It is literally. There's not one woman that didn't want it. I mean, I believe. Anyways, that's why I don't even know what to say about it. For me, it's that size of market. To have a market disruptor product in that market, a market that most women have that. So you come in with a product extremely well priced, and that does something better than any other market product on the market, is staggering. And so I think they've done it again, certainly in regards to that one. Another big addition to the Jeunesse line and an entire different market group. So we're really excited.
Pierre, I have a question.
Sure.
How many shades are there, and if a customer orders it, how can they ensure that it's going to be the color that is going to be for them, it's going to match their skin? Because I know, being a woman, you know, we go through, especially liquid foundations, going through so many different colors from one brand to the next. They're never truly quite the same. There's 9, and there's a swatch that has a clear cover to it, and then it has all the 9 things that you can basically pick out of that. So you can actually have that, and you can have it for people, and you can show it to them and use it and decide before. Okay. But what about for people who are ordering blindly, just ordering it off of the, off of the website? Is there like a return policy if they get it and they find it doesn't match and they want to return it?
Well, in your tools of your front office page, it shows the 9 colors right here on the page. Okay. But then you can go down to Easy Match, and what they do is you can look and take a peek at what they're using now. Beauty Control, Mineral Makeup, Dark Pink. So the company, it didn't work today, but it was yesterday. That's because this is the Canadian page.
So it basically selects the comparable.
Exactly. If you're using another one of another company, it'll give you the matching tint for this one. It's quite amazing, actually. I mean, they thought that through. That's a lot of work.
It's set up on the U.S. page, not on the Canadian yet, but that'll come by the 1st of March.
I'm also suspecting that these ranges are quite forgiving, that you can probably wear 1, 2, or maybe 3 of those shades.
That is correct. What they said normally is the shade number 3 and 4 is the bulk, will work for the majority of people. And then after that, you'll be able to adjust a bit more, obviously, if ever you're more for the extreme sides.
Yeah. If you haven't seen the videos on the product or anything yet, we put the main videos on the Empower You Team Global page. Somebody shared Elizabeth's video that she did in Vegas on that page. So thank you. I don't know if you approved it, but thank you for being there. Really good. So it shows the ease of use. So I recommend going on that page and looking at it and seeing exactly what it is, because this is amazing. I'm going to try it myself and do a video myself. If
I was flogging it today, and we probably got our first sale this evening. So got very good response. So judging by And by the way, that was me doing the pitch. So coming from a man and a woman saying, "Hey, that's awesome! I've got to buy it." So you can imagine if Elizabeth was doing that, she would get an even better response because there's more credibility there. So the point I'm making, certainly the response I was getting today was very positive from the ladies I was talking to. So.
Manel, to your question, the preferred customer program should kick in, I believe, March 1st. So we'll get confirmation on that, but it's supposed to be March 1st when it kicks in the US and Canada. I'd like to get the feedback, Martine, from two people. So Martine, you were there at the event and you've been to many events. So what did you think about the event? And then Elizabeth and Guy, this was your first event. And so it'd be great to hear from you guys quickly what you thought about the event and the product and everything else. Inside just a couple of minutes, just a quick share. Martine, what did you think?
For me, I know it's not my first event.
No, it's not your first. You've done a lot of events.
But I think it's my best event. Really, really nice energy, a lot of stock, a lot of. I tried to find my English.
You're doing good. I'm putting you on the spot, Martine. I'm sorry.
No, it was a really, really a nice and a good event. We know exactly we are at the right place, the right time. I'm coming back with lots of energy and lots of I'm going to do that things right away. And no, it was really, really, really a nice event for me. Well, I could say more in French, but in English it's hard.
I think we felt it with your energy. You're excited. It's not about the future. Thanks, Martin. I appreciate that. Elizabeth and Guy, what did you think from your first event?
I really enjoyed the breakout session. I thought they were very inspiring,
Cool.
And I found that I like the diamonds on stage. There were a lot of diamonds giving testimonials and presentations on stage.
It was only that one couple. What were they? The Gourdets? They weren't.
I knew he was going to say something. I knew. Yeah. And also their breakout session, those guys wasn't that good. But besides that, it was good.
No, you were excellent. You were really excellent.
No, I like the level of professionalism.
Great.
And I thought that Scott came off as a very it was sad that his parents weren't there, but that Wendy and Randy weren't there. But I think he stepped it up in their honor. So I really appreciated that. Cool.
Yeah. Wendy and Randy were not there because they were first grandchild ever in the family. So it was said one time, and I appreciate that. Actually, it might have even been Martine that you shared that. I think the fact that you appreciated the fact that. They for them, the passion for their family is also very important. And the fact that they said, okay, the event is important. Scott, you have it, but we need to be with our granddaughter. And in a way, I like that and I appreciate it because they value that. And they value that for us too. They really, really, really do. They value network marketing. What I like also is Scott, even at the Hangout today, if anybody was on the Google Hangout today, Christine and I were on there. Yeah. But I like the fact that he says about network marketing, not just Jeunesse, but he said, it's great that you're in network marketing. And that, Jeunesse, we're a company that you can be with and you can work hard. I like that. They really promote the industry. And I think they talk like that because they have a lot of confidence, obviously, in the industry. There's a lot of different vehicles we can choose. And they, without a shadow of a doubt, understand that Jeunesse is by far the best. But we need to champion the industry also. And I think they do a great job of that too. So, very cool.
We had one other question about that was typed in here about the NV. Just to confirm, I'm assuming it's oil free. And would you put the ageless on first or after?
It is oil-free, and you put the ageless. Oh, that's a good question, actually.
It would be before. It would have to be.
Because normally you put. That's a good question. Because normally, Martin, you always put the. It would be before, I would assume. Yeah, no. You know what? Of course, the advantage of this one is because you don't tap on it because it's a spray. You put the NV after. You put the ageless before, and you spray on top of it at that point in time. So not an issue.
Yeah.
Because the you normally put after your makeup because you're gonna push a lot on it and then it affects it. But you're like, so you're fine.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, and on that I have to go take care of one of my children also. So talking about family, having more difficulties. So thanks a lot, guys. Thanks, Emery and Gab, for setting this up, and everybody else for being here. Let's do this regularly. And if you have any questions, let us know. If you have anybody you want us to speak with, you let us know. We're available all the time. So appreciate you guys' time, and we'll talk soon.
Hey, thank you very much for coming on, Pierre. We'll talk to you soon.
You got it. You got it, man. Anytime, buddy. Anytime. Take care, guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.